What's up, everybody? And welcome to the divisional round of the Swolecast here on RotoGrinders.com. It's for the people. This Swolecast is for the people. You know what? We took a week off, but we're back because the people demanded it. No one's getting paid extra for this show. I just want to make that clear. We did this for the people. I interrupted my normal exercise routine for the people.
Kitchen completely just went to the bathroom, threw a bunch of water on his face.
Takes the water. He's like, all right, it's showtime.
All right, how do we look now, guys? Shows up 5 minutes after we're supposed to meet to get everything set up.
Oh, my God.
No, you can't fake this like red underneath the eyes. I mean, this is legit. This is legit.
The best is it comes after tweets about how much food he was eating the night before.
Wait, are you stealing my throne as the prop comic on this show, Dave? Like, what is going on?
No,
I think it appears
not a
that
bit.
way.
It's not a bit.
You got the protein?
It's a lifestyle. This is part of the normal exercise routine. I literally just got done. All right, true story. I'm on the rower, and I want to give up, right? But I know that if I go for an extra 30 seconds, it'll be like maximum sweatage for the show. And then I reach that 30 seconds, and then I started thinking of Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter of that Patriots game. You think he gave up? No. He probably
looked at Tom Brady and said they could have 6 quarters and they're never getting the field goal they need.
He just punished them. So this is the Swolecast is for the people. I just want to make that clear that Davis originally wasn't going to do this show.
This is inaccurate.
Tuttle, back me up on this.
I'm actually more on Davis's side on this one.
Yeah, my Venmos are open.
This was my idea to do this show. Literally,
Kitchen was kind of trying to bully you.
Kitchen was trying to work his magic so he could spend another 17 seconds on the rover while listening to a business podcast.
He was he's claiming he's in charge of the RG budget.
Yeah, that was the most egregious lie. Kitchen getting extra budget responsibilities.
Yeah. When Tuttle found out how much Davis was getting per show while getting to peddle his own stuff while also doing other work for half of the show.
No, he's buying the Bitcoin with that money he's making.
Yeah.
So if Davis was the holdout, I think that makes Tuttle and I the scabs in this situation.
Oh yeah,
I'm just along for the ride.
You guys were the Devontae Parkers that signed for a cheap 2-year deal.
Yeah.
Didn't know how talented you actually were.
I learned from the best, dude. I learned to negotiate from Evan Silva, the silverback himself.
Dave, I do have a question about your protein powder. Do you think you really need more protein when you had a bucket of fried chicken last night?
Fried in duck fat, by the way.
If you guys haven't had smoked chicken,
you have to work
fried
out
in
another
duck
2
fat,
hours to get all that fat off.
Here's the thing. I never said anything. I learned from my mistakes. I never said anything about a diet this time. I'm just talking about a normal exercise routine. This does not mean I don't get to enjoy the benefits of living in Nashville, Tennessee, where you can have smoked fried chicken in duck fat.
So, Kitchen, over the last 2 years, let's make it 3 years. How many diets have you tried?
This is Tuttle. This is really a great question, and I'm so glad you asked it.
There
was ketosis for sure.
There the keto diet and then the intermittent fasting diet. About 5 or 6 years ago, whenever that Netflix documentary came out. Oh, there's a Bulletproof. Yeah, but that was longer than 3 years ago. But before the Bulletproof is the gateway into keto, by the way. This is the gateway into keto diet. But 6 years ago, it's Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. I went on a juice fast with that.
Oh, so I remember the juice fast. You were so cranky.
So it's not about diets this time. It's just about a normal exercise routine.
Okay, so over under how long this exercise routine lasts?
It's January 16th.
It's a routine, Tuttle. It's a routine. That means it lasts indefinitely.
Dave, whose shaker from The Office did you borrow for this bit?
That's Simon's, bro. That's Simon's for sure.
You see that?
That's Jordan's.
DK 32. That was my high school number.
The real big question is, are you going to be playing basketball at the RotoGrinders party now?
See, that's in question because my hamstring is.
He does this every time. Do you know somebody that talks more about their high school basketball career than David?
Look, I will play basketball, but I will not commit to like running up and down the floor.
What is basketball?
What's that?
He just wants to sit in the corner and shoot.
If you think I'm going to chase around Mangone or whoever, Tuttle or whoever the wiry kid is.
What you're saying is there's no boxing match upcoming? You're not going to be participating?
Like shoot or shoot. I'll be shooting. I will not be playing defense. If you think I'm trailing somebody.
We're going to be strolling into the YMCA, and Dave's going to collect all of our cell phones to make sure there's no Periscope footage of us playing.
You kidding me? This is good for my brand. People see me in my normal exercise routine.
You're going to be there, right, Overzet?
Yeah, with my wife.
Are you going to be there, Tuttle?
Peter's a good basketball player.
Oh, and Davis, are you going to be coming there? I mean, you got the invite. Davis, you got the invite. Are you coming?
No.
Why?
Don't want to.
You don't want to hang out with your bros?
I watch the Super Bowl at the same place with my buddies every year.
That sounds like something Le'Veon Bell would say. Not a team player. All right, let's get on with it and just start with this 4-game slate. It's a beautiful 4-game slate. Davis, I'm just going to go ahead and let you have the floor. And it's just, speaking of normal exercise routine, this is your normal Davis Mattek routine. I want your thoughts on Derrick Henry this week.
This is the only reason we're doing the show is so Dave can flex on that.
It's because Henry got 30 DraftKings points.
I'm sure Davis is going to say it's not going to happen this week.
I mean, I won't play him. I'm certain.
All right. So do you think he's going to be a good play this week?
No, they're 10-point dogs on the road against the best team. He's a really bad play.
How did A.J. Brown do last week?
Dude, A.J. Brown on his one target, bro, I'm telling you. Smash.
You want to know why Dave has ulterior motives? Because we didn't go an overview of the slate. We didn't go into quarterbacks. We went right into asking Davis about Derrick Henry.
Just gives the Overzet overview.
Yeah, you didn't want to let Overzet do his overview, bro.
Let's get the Overzet overview going. I mean, let's not pretend that Overzet did not want to do the show so he could pull out all of the Bachelor and Bachelorette jokes as well. This is going to be a fruitful show. There's so many things to talk about on this 4-game slate.
And football's not a lot of it.
Well, that actually segues into my overview of the week. And I know a lot has transpired in the industry over the past week, a lot of drama, a lot of things kind of shining a negative light on the space that we all work in. And I just want to set a ground rule for this show that I don't think we should be making jokes about it. I think we should be doing what we do best, and that's breaking down the slate. That's why people are tuning into this show, and that's why I'm here, and that's why you guys are here. And if we can all just agree on that, I think we're going to have a great show.
No one is doing a divisional round show for daily fantasy.
We're the only ones treating it like a real slate. It's true.
These 4-game slate. We're going to talk about the 2-game slate while we're at it.
And you know what? We even got an article about the flash drafts for your fourth quarter needs.
Kitchen told me to fade DK Metcalf, but I wasn't having any of it.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Were you gonna play Robert Davis over him?
Yeah, I thought Robert Davis or Greg Ward was like an interesting play, but
here's the thing
with Metcalf.
Nobody in front of her had DK Metcalf. Nobody. And she still stuck with him.
It took a lot of bravery on her part not to pivot.
I think it took a lot of bravery for Randone to post that video where he looked like Chris D'Elia making fun of Eminem.
Dirty socks.
I've never seen something as unintentionally hilarious as Randone trying to think of a 5K wide receiver not named DK Metcalf.
Here's the thing. She's a girl, and she's the wife of a husband.
I think it would have made a lot of sense to save the $4,000 and pivot down to David Moore in that spot.
Definitely.
David Moore. All right. Is that your overview of the week? That we should not make jokes?
No jokes.
Just no jokes. No jokes.
No bit.
No laughing. Mike Concho wants a serious show.
And Mike Concho will get it.
Tuttle, do you have any Trulies? Because that was Davis's only request.
That was literally my only request, and you biffed it so hard, dude.
You don't know there could be a Truly in here, and you don't even know it.
There's not. It's just
there's like
soda.
3 Trulies in here.
That's just like straight up water.
Yeah.
I'm actually pissed at Tuttle because I got home from my day job 5 minutes before recording. I ripped a shot of Tito's vodka just to get in like the frame of mind and on Tuttle's level, and then he's sandbagging me over here with an unspiked seltzer.
I can't believe he's joshing Trulies to the people.
Jeez,
disingenuous. It's a disingenuous show.
It's pretty disingenuous.
Let's talk about the slate, fellas.
Let's talk about the slate. We've got we've got 8 quarterbacks on DraftKings. Who are your only 3 quarterbacks that you're playing? Who's your 3 quarterbacks you're using? And then Overzet, who are your 3 quarterbacks that you're going to use? Top 3 quarterbacks.
Well, I have NFC, and Davis has the AFC.
Yeah.
And then I'm throwing out Cousins. So I'm playing Jimmy G, Russell, and Rodgers this week in the SPY. What?
Yeah, very, very nice. Davis,
not Peter's wife, 12.
Davis might be the only other person who actually knows my wife's screen name on DK. So if she ever binks a big one and it gets outed,
trust me,
Davis.
Your secret is safe with me. I'm down to collude as long as you cut me in.
Mrs. _FF Comedy Hour _
So Davis, what you're saying is you'll be the big T to my Randone.
Yeah, correct. I will play defense on all the haters to you on Twitter.
I appreciate that. That's what friends do. So can we love Big T? Most off-brand thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God.
You gotta love it though for Big T. He's a loyal man.
It's like the Britney Spears. Who is that person that
leave Britney alone?
Leave Britney alone person. They're now famous.
Really good timely meme reference from you there, Kitch.
yeah, that one's over my head.
Leave her alone. All right. I'm looking at some of the projections. Quarterbacks.
This is literally just the FF Comedy Hour.
So we can avoid just playing anybody from one team this week, which makes everything a lot easier.
Yeah.
We don't have to play any Titans players. So
I mean, literally imagine playing Titans players.
Ryan Tannehill is the cheapest quarterback on the slate. If you don't have any of him,
then you're
over under double-digit fantasy points for Ryan Tannehill.
I mean, you don't know what they're going to do. Arthur Smith is a genius play caller, kept everyone on their toes last week.
Genius play. Yeah. I mean, no one saw that. No one saw them putting up 14 points. I got to hand it to you.
Davis, I already heard you getting owned on your podcast with Leone, talking bad about Derrick Henry, and then you segueing into how amazing the Vikings were. I didn't
say the Vikings were amazing. I said I was very impressed that they were able to be as efficient as they were passing despite calling plays like donkeys.
You didn't say calling plays like donkeys, though. Now you're revising it, which is smart. Patrick Mahomes, is he the top quarterback on the slate, or is it Lamar Jackson at 8.4K on DraftKings? Davis.
I think it's Mahomes because it's just so much easier to double stack him. Now, granted, on a 4-game slate, like Willie Snead, 1 catch, 4 yards, and a touchdown, that might make him good enough to be in optimal lineups. But I think certainly a viable strategy this week would just be running 150 Mahomes double stacks and just calling it good and saying that's how I'm going to approach the variance of a 4-game slate.
I'm just thinking of, what's her name, Jade Loper? I'm just thinking of her listening to the Swolecast. Roper, what is it? What's her name?
Dude, who do you think Jade's favorite cast member on the Swolecast is?
Me, for
Dude,
sure.
it's you. It's easily Peter.
I'm just trying to think of her, like, when Davis is doing his min 2, max 2,
He's got
writing down
interstationary.
Like,
What if Jade was the one that's like, this show really went downhill. I just wait for Tuttle to talk.
All right, Tuttle. Lamar versus Patrick Mahomes.
I think it varies on the site. I do think DraftKings is pretty easy. Mahomes, he's got to be a lock for that 15 points that he's going to get with the 300 yards and then the 300-yard bonus. Significantly cheaper there. Salary actually matters on DraftKings. Doesn't matter a whole lot on FanDuel like usual. So, yeah, I do think it's Mahomes on DraftKings. I think there's a case for both on FanDuel and wouldn't fault either way on that one.
Peter, Mahomes, or Lamar Jackson?
So I want to play – what I'm going to do is I have not played Lamar Jackson at all this year. So I'm going to get all my –
How'd that work out for you?
What I post my results weekly, Davis. I think we all know how it's worked out. So I'm going to get all my 2019, 2020 Lamar Jackson exposure on divisional weekend. Not missing the boat on this one, guys. That's literally why I'm playing Lamar Jackson. I'm not kidding.
Is it because of that, or is it because Larry David this week said that he told the Jets to draft Lamar Jackson?
And you think Larry David is like FF Comedy Hour _ Pete's hero?
Yes.
That's the thing. I mean, Larry David's coming for all our jobs. You know, once there's another comedian in this space, then I'm really screwed. I'm out of work.
First it's the Bachelor contestants.
Yeah. Next
it's the comedians. All right. Davis, I want to talk to you about coach speak. Boots on the ground there. You're a semi-grown man wearing a National Football League jersey right now of Patrick Mahomes. I want to ask you, first of all, do you think the narrative of they're just going to let Mahomes rip it this week, like basically the stuff that kept him held back in the regular season, he's not going to have that. He's going to be the old Patrick Mahomes that we know and love. And I want to know about the running back situation. LaShawn McCoy, that's one of the reasons why they said they were holding him out, is because they were saving him for the playoffs. So how you think the running back situation shakes out there?
Let me put this in terms you can understand.
Thank you. Why don't you explain it to me like I'm 5?
LaShawn McCoy is like a soy black bean burger, and Damian Williams is like a deep, fat, fried piece of chicken roasted in duck fat and then put in the oven. That's how you should think about them in terms of like how good of plays they are for DFS. Like, do you want the soybean burger? You really don't.
That resonates with me.
I thought that would be helpful for
Would have
you.
resonated even more if you said it was like LaShawn McCoy was like chicken with an internal temperature of like 210 instead of the recommended internal poultry temperature. But yes, I understand it. Like, you don't think LaShawn McCoy is going to be a factor?
I do not think he's going to be a factor at all. It's like basically every game since Damian's gotten back from injury, he's been the dude. And he's just like a lot better than LaShawn McCoy is, and I think the coaching staff knows that.
Wow, you're caping for Damian Williams.
I know it's a big plot twist. No one saw this coming.
Do you want to say something about? Go ahead, B.
I just think I'd like to facilitate a little head-to-head bet between you guys about Derrick Henry, Damian Williams fantasy points this week. I feel like it's pretty logical.
Davis, are you down for that?
I mean, I'm
let
down,
me
but
see what our projections say.
Yeah, let me see what we got
Let me see what
over.
our projections say.
We
actually
have
have
them within like 0.4 points. It's a good.
We
bet.
have Damian for more points, so yeah, that's fine.
There we
All
go.
right, let's do it.
Okay, booked.
If I win, you got to come to the Super Bowl and hang out with us.
That's drawing dead. That's plus 9 million.
I'm old enough to remember when you weren't coming to New York for the Laird game either, David.
It's a lot different when Laird is involved, bro.
Okay, Davis, you mentioned Damian Williams without mentioning Kareem Hunt's absence.
It's just so funny. People are so bad and fooled by randomness that they think stuff like that matters.
You don't think Kareem Hunt matters to the Chiefs, like his absence?
I certainly do not. Damian Williams scored 5 touchdowns in the playoffs last year. He was like unstoppable.
Would you say Kareem Hunt is kind of like a lettuce wrap in this analogy?
No, I'd say he's more like potato chips, dude. He's just empty calories.
Okay.
Do you want to take this time in the Swolecast to you just inundate people's timeline with anything negative about clutch fantasy?
I mean, yeah, I've never seen someone so bad be respected by people who actually know what's going on before. Guy's horrible. Like everything the dude says is like what I would expect like my 6-year-old sister to say about fantasy sports, just like total nothingness.
Davis, keep going. Don't stop now.
He called DK Metcalf new Kelvin Benjamin. Like I don't know. It's just like if you don't know anything, you don't know anything.
That is a good one. He did have some pretty good ones on you as well. Some of the dogs
he did really well in his 2 free fantasy leagues this year.
I also people were tagging in what they would like in their DFS fight card. They were saying me versus Davis. How are they not doing Davis versus Rick Road in their fight card? Like that's
he's got like 8 followers, dude. No one knows who he is.
Oh, Davis.
But that's why you should keep. That's why you should keep
tweeting him. Exactly.
I said my New Year's resolution was to no longer respond to people below my station, so I'm done with him.
Minus these past 2.5 minutes.
And the last 10 tweets on his timeline.
Kitchen is he's bringing out the worst in me, and he has
10.5K followers.
He has more followers than me.
That's like where I was when I was 19 years old.
Let's get him. I want to get Clutch Fan because I think this rivalry is. I don't mind the guy just because.
I will never do a show with him.
All right.
He really cannot come on.
Davis, you also said if we did the Swolecast without you this week, you would have never done the Swolecast ever again. Come on, bro.
I don't need that, bro.
Dave, why don't you hold a press conference podcast? Jake won't show up, and then you get 19 people to join the panel, just so we can get some differing voices on the situation.
At Clutch Fantasy, I want him to get.
Dude, you got to stop saying his handle. I'm serious.
100 followers more. He's got 10.5. Let's get him to 10.6. I just want him to just see everyone following him. He's not as bad as Davis makes it sound.
In fact, is. He's literally a moron.
He might be like 2016 or 2017 Davis, for all we know.
I've actually, full disclosure, met Rick Road IRL. So,
wow, dude, you're a blood traitor.
This was before I met you, dude. So, I think you guys would actually come in around the same weight class. I think it would be a good fight.
Dude, I've been in the gym every day.
Oh, I could tell by that picture you took with Patrick Laird and oh man. All right. Remember that time that Davis said he could beat me in a race?
I still want to watch this happen. I want a foot race between Davis, Mattek, and David.
I'll be honest, I feel pretty good about my odds versus you in a race right now, bud.
Imagine a fat Darren Sproles. So you just can't with the leg just shuttling around.
What if the undercard to the Randone draft cheat fight is just you guys doing 10 laps around the rings?
I would pay to watch that personally. That'd be hilarious.
Oh man, it's like I'm Derrick Henry basically, and Davis is like I don't even know. Some short.
So if we're
Davis is like modern day Maurice Jones-Drew.
Okay, so if we're talking mile times here, I'm guessing Overzet can probably get under 7. I would clock in probably 7:30 to 8, and then Kitchen and Davis would be back at like 10 minutes.
There is no way any part of that statement is accurate.
Imagine running a mile. Imagine running a mile instead of
Peter is a lifter, not a runner, bro.
All right.
Pete could get under 7.
Country in high school. I could run a 6-minute mile right now.
Yeah, draft cheat paid soccer in high school. It doesn't mean that he's going to win in a boxing match.
I actually think
Davis
used to
running a
skateboard.
6-minute mile.
Yeah.
Odds on you running a 6-minute mile?
A sub 6-minute mile.
Sub
150.
6?
Plus
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Sub 6, you would be a dog.
I took $100 off of Peter Jennings at the Gambling Olympics running a sub 60-second 400.
Yeah, but I don't know what your conditioning's like right now.
That was when you had like an alpha personality in the man's.
You're saying I've regressed to a total cuck?
I'm not saying regress. I'm just saying like that's the man's.
Peter is one of the I remember because I played basketball with him 2 years ago at the RG party. He is surprisingly very in shape.
All right, keep your pants on.
I mean,
Let's
no,
talk
it's
about-
not even surprising. Dude's ripped. Dude's ripped.
All right, we get it.
Well,
we get
yeah,
it.
we didn't see like
Dave
before.
hates someone else exercising
Stealing
more
the
than him
spot.
on this show.
This was before we had pictures of his like six pack in the tub for the Swolecast. This is before all that. We're making him blush over there,
Jeez, make him spill his.
making him nervous.
Making him
Simon,
spill my
if you're
pre-show
listening
prop.
to this, you gotta edit out. You gotta edit out the part about me talking about that guy. Like we literally can't have his handle on this show.
Oh, Davis is still upset. Look, that's all he can think about is at Clutch Fantasy being on
Yeah,
the
just gotta plug it
Swolecast.
the rest of the time now.
No,
All right,
I like.
let's- Clutch
You guys
fantasy.
don't. You guys don't understand. I like real life dislike this person.
Oh man, let's build an NFL lineup, Davis. I don't want you to think about at Clutch Fantasy anymore. All right,
Go follow him at Clutch Fantasy.
no, Tuttle, stop talking about at Clutch Fantasy. Let's build an NFL lineup, and Davis, for DraftKings, Davis, I'll let
NFL.
you go first.
Mahomes. Really unique lineup construction this week.
Also, make sure you're playing this in cash. Do not play this in a GPP because sometimes
You'll be duped for sure if you play this lineup.
sometimes the winners get in trouble. We don't want the Swolecast making
So
TMC.
Kitchen's
Oh, can
joke
you
was
imagine
don't play this because someone else might actually play this lineup.
Yeah, I'm saying like in GPPs, imagine if the Swolecast lineup won everyone $1 million. TMZ, everyone would be on it. Okay, you said Mahomes. Peter, you go next.
Mostert.
Most.
You literally picked the worst play.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. That's like the easiest chalk to fade on the slate. Is Raheem Mostert, and we have him in our lineup.
Well, if I was getting paid for this show, it would have been Damian Williams.
Don't make me spit out my Propel.
I just noticed that Dave's drinking that.
I didn't know Propel was still around.
I literally thought they folded like 9 years ago.
Same.
Yeah, if you're over 35, a good thing is to put in the amino energy with collagen in there.
Gosh.
No,
Someone mute David.
All right, so let's
Time out on this. Tell me
Where
why
is-
Mostert is a bad play, especially if we're playing Mahomes. Are we playing both Mahomes and Damian? Damian's going to be chalkier than Mostert.
Seems unlikely. Maybe though.
Tuttle has him projected for 20
Peter,
more percentage
if I
points.
Damian's
can-
definitely going to be heavier on the Mostert.
If I can quote you, Peter Overzet, from I think 6 weeks ago, the fish love Mostert. That is literally a Peter. Like I could go in our DMs right now and go find you saying that.
Also, maybe look at the touch count 6 weeks ago. I'm pretty sure Mostert became their bell cow back in the time being.
If you want to look at the touch count, that's the reason against him. Really, the last handful of weeks. He's gonna settle in 10 to 15 touches, and he's only gonna hit value if he keeps scoring touchdowns, which is what he's been doing.
All right,
Oh,
Tuttle,
just
you're
take
up.
the
We've got Mahomes and we've got the chalk, the bad chalk, the donkey chalk.
The bad chalk. This would be a good time for a terrible take that I don't have. So let's go with Tyreek.
All right.
Fish.
I really thought the terrible take would be with like Sammy Watkins. I thought you would go with Sammy Watkins.
The thing is, he's yes, he's a bad take, but he's also going to be 20+% owned.
I mean, but this is a 4-game slate. You're going to have guys that are going to be
28% owned in your running back slot? Yeah. Oh, this is.
I mean, if you want to the terrible take of guys that aren't going to be owned is just trying to take a stab at one of these non-Devontae Adams, non-Allen Lazard pass catchers is basically the terrible take.
I've been doing podcasts for like 10 years, and this legitimately might be the worst ever.
The worst podcast or the worst lineup?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Okay, I have a terrible take. Just don't pick a tight end.
Derrick Henry is 8,200. So I don't think we can play. I'm not going to ruin the lineup. I'm not going to ruin the
Kitchen,
lineup.
I need to know. Boots on the ground, hand to God. Are you actually going to be playing Derrick Henry in your DraftKings lineups this week?
I have legit played Derrick Henry for the last 6 weeks. 6 weeks I've played Derrick Henry. I will not. He was like 10% in double ups last week on DraftKings. I'm not fading the guy.
So then put him in.
Did you know Jade?
Then we're left with like 4,100 left per player. It's going to be tough.
Did you know Jade didn't even have him in her Millionaire Maker lineup?
I guess we know Dave isn't her favorite member on the Swolecast.
Actually, the wife actually accused me. I was like, no Derrick Henry, and she believed. She understood. So
Jam him in, Dave. We're all making passion choices.
Derrick Henry. I mean, Derrick Henry is
idiot.
Derrick Henry is the most dominant player on the slate. If you don't think that
How many different beverages do you have, Dave?
This is Propel, again, with the collagen in there. This helps get the electrolytes and the amino acids into the system.
Isn't collagen what you like throw on your face in those like beauty masks?
Yeah, I bet you do, Tuttle. But no, it's good for my joints. My knees are really bad. Anyways, Derrick Henry, when you like, this is what Davis does not understand. This is what like he just always is going to say, oh, the yards per carry, like love.
Yep, that's definitely what I'm going to say. Yards per carry.
Yeah, the YPC. The stats are a little bit different.
At Clutch Fantasy would never.
Yeah, the EPA. I mean, just totally taking that stat and not understanding context. Davis is incapable of understanding context. When you have
the Titans scored 14 points. That's my context.
Okay, that's Davis, that's fine about the Titans scoring 14 points. Derrick Henry had 34 carries and 200 yards all purpose, including a screen pass that he took for half of Tannehill's yards passing. Like, I just think that if you have a 6'3" running back who's 240 pounds that runs a 4.5 40, he is a beast, and you can't put him in the same.
Congratulations. He averaged 5.8 yards per touch. He's basically fancy David Blau.
Guys, this is a forward-thinking show, and I'm looking forward to not doing it anymore.
Peter, we
got it back together this week.
We gave you this platform, Peter, and you're being disingenuous and a little ungrateful right now for the
Peter's brand has skyrocketed
taken off
because of this show. Skyrocketed.
What I did for Davis, the Swolecast has done for Peter.
Yep.
It's amazing.
I'm worried that Dave's workout routine might get thrown off as he pats himself on the back a little too hard.
I did back today just so I could prepare for the show.
How many times did you take that selfie in the mirror?
3.
Okay.
I mean, the Bartolo Colon edit is
so much better.
it's
I
literally
almost did a before and after. I'm like, I don't know. I was at the gym, and then I was like, Tuttle's going to post it anyways. Like, it was like minus 150 that would happen. All right.
One of the best pictures out there.
We've got to have a cheap wide receiver, Davis. Give us a cheap wide receiver for the week.
I mean, it's rough. The name that I'm about to say, honestly, just it's Sammy Watkins, man. And it's so brutal. But there's nothing down there. Like, we're looking at Lazard, I guess Marquise Brown, but
I was going to say there's nothing like Marquise Brown or anything.
I'm going to do a draft cheat and do Davis Mattek, Twitter search, Sammy Watkins. I wonder if anything interesting will come up. September 29th, Sammy Watkins is a pyramid scheme.
It's one of my best tweets
Actually,
ever.
no, this is the best one. September 11th, 2019. Biggest dolt take you'll read today. Sell Sammy Watkins high.
Yes.
That one was,
imagine doing that.
People got so mad.
At Clutch Fantasy got you on that one.
No, that was the one that got me to win multiple thousands of dollars against Hilo FF because he was a big.
Do not say his name on this show.
No, we can say it. We can say that guy's name. He's literally irrelevant. Like, he's got nothing. So that ended up being a plus EV tweet for me.
August 17th, 2019, at Clutch Fantasy said, I just took Watkins at wide receiver 36 in an industry mock. In that offense, I think the risk is worth it at that draft cost. That's kind of what you're saying for this line.
I think he stole his take, really, on that
I
one.
think that this is like he's at this price, he might be worth it. All right, so we got Watkins. Tuttle, give us a tight end.
Never mind. I just want to take Marquise Brown.
All right, well, Marquise Brown. All right, we're still doing okay with salary. Give us a good pick, Peter.
So we need a tight end. We can't afford the top ones. We have a Chiefs stack. Hey, Davis, let me talk.
Man, how much things have changed since week one.
And we are going to plug in Darren Fells at 3,500 as the bring back. Do you agree? Do you like that, Davis?
I do.
All right. Tuttle, stamp of approval.
Love it.
Kitchen? Yeah. Figures.
All right.
Trying to save us some money in this economy, guys.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking at, like, I don't think you have to have a bring back, and then looking at the blitz, Jonnu Smith is a little bit better.
Here we go.
Dude, literally, Kitchen.
No, that is relevant. That's not a Titans take. He's $100 cheaper, and he's projected for 2 more fantasy points for the blitz. Like, I'm just saying, I don't think you have to bring him back.
Cardi legitimately didn't update the blitz until yesterday afternoon. I don't think he's too on top of it this week. I think he's in baseball mode. I'm just gonna say it.
No,
He's talking about bachelor fantasy leagues.
That's your narrative?
That's
he's in
my
baseball
narrative.
mode?
I've been DMing with him a little bit. He's on top of it.
Dude, what
He's
a
ready to
humble
go.
brag.
What name dropper? You drop that?
Dude, wait. You've been DMing with Cardi?
We think Derek Carty's a name drop, considering that we could name drop Patrick Laird at any given time.
When was the last time you texted Laird Davis?
When we got home from New York.
Okay, good.
Swag.
I'm not trying to overwhelm him, bro. Or wait, no, I texted him after the Patriots game.
Yeah.
I was so proud of him, bro.
I was too. I was very proud. Tears in my eye.
All right.
Haven't texted Brian Hill, though.
So Overzet's reasoning for spending down at tight end is kind of false, though, because we actually did have the money.
Yeah, because if you go 49ers defense, like if you wanted to pair him with that bad chalk, then you had 5,700 for a flex, which is, I feel like, plenty.
Yeah, I mean, if I was getting paid for the show, I'd have just jammed Kittle, but I'm not, so we're playing
Kittle and
Fells.
3K. Who do we have at 3K that we can play here?
Your boy, MVS.
Ooh.
Didn't you? What's the? If it's not MVS, who's your Packers terrible take?
It probably is MBS. If you, I was going to say Jimmy Graham, but it is tight end is very valuable position. Really, really good. Like this is a week where you can actually flex tight ends, which is kind of weird. We usually don't get that.
I would say it's actually going to be pretty common. Is the Kittle, Kelsey?
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, I just can't. Like as much as I want to do a terrible take on Jimmy Graham, I just can't do it.
Do we have any takes for the Seattle running back situation, Davis?
Yeah, they're actually going to use Marshawn Lynch more this week, is what Pete Carroll said. And you know what? I never believe what he says, but nothing would make Pete Carroll happier than to relive his glory days from 5 years ago and give Marshawn Lynch like 22 carries in an elimination game. He would just love to do that. And so
This is what I love about you, Davis, is that you at the beginning of the show you discounted what the Chiefs and Andy Reid said about the playoffs and an old running back. And in this, you're believing what Pete Carroll is saying about the Seahawks and an old running back.
I mean, Andy Reid is not Pete Carroll, bro. Andy Reid is very often going to do things in a GTO way, and that is not what Pete Carroll and Brian Schottenheimer are about.
Question, what precludes us from – we still needed to save money somewhere on a punt play, so it can be Fells, and we can still flex a tight end here. Right?
It's true.
That is how the flex position works.
That is.
Yeah.
You know who I think is just going back to the running back situation, you know who I think is a good play this week?
Deion Lewis, double stack with Deion. Derek Henry.
Duke Johnson.
No, they literally hate him, dude.
Yeah, but if
Taiwan Jones was in there on the game clinching play. Taiwan Jones, Oakland Raiders cornerback, Taiwan Jones.
If we think that
Wow, you're really loading up to tell a story. With
Yeah,
this
it's
thing.
just like
I was just trying to think about Taiwan Jones for a second. But no, if we think that Kansas City is going to jump out to a huge lead, that Patrick Mahomes is going to go off, yada, 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 wouldn't it make sense to have some Duke Johnson?
Not when you got Darren Fells scooping up all those underneath catches.
All right. Tuttle, what's your take?
Duke's a fine play. I don't think he's a bad play. I will say we've almost kind of tried to shoot this angle many times throughout the season, and it's typically always failed.
No, it did work one glorious time on a showdown slate when we captained Duke Johnson.
Yeah, I actually do remember that.
That was that New England?
Yep, must have been. He got the early touchdown. But the thing is, like, even last week they fell behind 16-0 pretty early, and Carlos Hyde still outsnapped him 39-26. I don't know. He's going to be out there. He's going to get some targets, but temper expectations. You don't need a whole lot out of him on PPR sites, but it's highly unlikely they're just going to give him a massive, massive workload. I think he's a fine play, but
this isn't a 12-game slate. It's a 4-game slate.
Yeah.
Facts only.
Thank you. Let's and some sites it's a 2-game slate.
Yeah, can we skip FanDuel today?
Wait, no way did they do the 2-game slate as their main slate again?
No way would they do something that they've done for the past 2 years.
It's just like, what, dude? I guess they're just like, well, hopefully DK is shooting themselves in the foot actively and we just get to win just based off existing.
I love how people think that they're like the FanDuel offices are like, hey, did you hear Dan Bach on Twitter say that he didn't like the 2-game slate? Like, oh yeah, Sammy Nola is talking about it too, and all these high stakes players are talking about it too. Should we make it a 4-game slate for them? And they're like, oh yeah, we should because it's a better game. Like it's not the Swolecast divisional round podcast and videocast where they do it for the people.
The reason I actually should come around on playing FanDuel, it's the only place to not get angle shot by former Bachelor contestants, apparently. It's a safe space, you know?
With their non-CSV file downloads.
Did you know that on a 2 games?
What's happening?
What is? Put the earbud in.
Oh wow!
This is dangerous.
Oh my gosh!
This is my lineup partner.
Oh.
Hi, Davis.
Lauren just wanted to say hi to Davis.
Tails up.
Yeah.
What
just happened?
Who do you have in your QB exposures this week?
Jimmy G in all 150 of my lineups.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to collude with you guys. I'm really glad that that I get to be someone's 450th.
The husband, wife, and child.
All right. Is Lauren taking questions right now?
Sure. She'll take one, and that's it, Dave. Make it good.
All right. I just want just a very broad question. What's it like being married to the Peter Overzet?
FF Comedy _Pete.
Right.
Unfiltered. We want an unfiltered answer. We don't want some sort of give
him the truth.
Cliche. Yeah, he's a team player.
Every day is an adventure. It's always there's always something new. But he never ceases to amaze me, and
oh my gosh,
wow.
And I'm very proud of him.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
wow.
Married to me.
You are. Why am I having to do this on the Swolecast right now? Hey, everyone, if you guys will just wait, Lauren and I are going to renew our vows right now.
This is the bachelor
Make sure to
part.
turn the volume off.
Yeah. This is your
missing a beach and a red rose.
This is your group date. This is the group date with Lauren.
Lauren, what were your thoughts on Randone when you saw him on The Bachelor originally when it first came?
He raised my blood pressure. He was such an idiot. Oh my god.
So wait, I've never watched the show. Was Randone the Bachelor, or was he one of the guys trying on the Bachelorette?
First of all, Davis, don't lie.
It's a great show.
So he was a contestant on Rachel Lindsay's season, I believe, and she was being very polite by keeping him around because he was such a joke, but he took everything so seriously. And so, like, she would talk to another guy because, you know, that's what you do when you're the Bachelorette. And he'd be like, that's so disrespectful. Like, I don't understand why you could, like, talk to anybody else when I'm here. And she had no interest in him whatsoever. So it was very entertaining.
Follow-up question.
Mike Honcho's going to love this part of the show.
Why did People Magazine care about his wedding, which is his pinned picture on his pinned
They were
tweet?
both on The Bachelorette.
Yeah,
They met
because The Bachelor's in Paradise, you fish.
Yeah, I believe he met his wife, his prize, on like the spin-off show, which is called Bachelor in Paradise, which is like where all the people that get voted off go. So it's like all people that the viewers are familiar with. I don't watch that, so I'm not totally sure, but I think he married someone who was a contestant on a season of The Bachelor.
Tuttle
has a question.
I watch it.
Yeah, you watch.
Oh.
This is actually the spin-off to the Swolecast called Swolecast in Paradise. Right.
Put the mic closer to your mouth, Peter.
Wait, Davis was texting with Derek Carty?
That was like the opposite of when Leone was drunk on your show, just like pushing the microphone away from me.
How does it work? Lauren, how familiar are you with the daily fantasy industry? Like, do you follow people on Twitter?
Lauren, do not ruin our chances to max enter down the road.
I don't. So I think I have a Twitter account, but I don't use it.
Oh.
I might not even have one at all. So
Do not follow my wife on Twitter.
to answer your question, I don't.
Do you want to play in a head-to-head GPP this weekend?
Yes.
You should play Dave. He's jamming like 6 Titans into his lineup.
Her Twitter account is @ClutchFantasy.
Yes.
All right. I need to go, but this
Okay.
has been wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And go Jimmy Garoppolo.
All right.
Wow, 150 Jimmy G lineups.
The first, the first female since Silva's daughter was on the show.
That was very dangerous, Peter. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, I'm worried about the YouTube commenters getting a little horny.
Yeah, Peter. That was a bad brand decision
That
by
was
you,
not
buddy.
good.
Oh man,
Dude,
I mean,
we make our own decisions independently. I would have never have coached her to do that. Jeez.
you know what, Peter? You know what? You never cease to amaze me either.
Actually, Simon just reminded, this isn't at least going on YouTube to start. So I think I'm good. They have to just shout into the Discord to really air out their horniness.
But
Are we still on porn? Are we still on porn tube, though?
No, we're not. Stop. All right, so let's make this go quick.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I know. Wide receiver. As far as like other wide receivers that you like just random dart throws, Tuttle. You got any random dart throws? Like you said, Marquise Brown. It feels like he's going to be pretty chalky.
Marquise Brown's going to be kind of chalky. Both San Francisco receivers are pretty cheap, actually. So I think Debo is going to get some ownership. Do like Debo over Emmanuel Sanders, but both are fine. Man, I do think taking a stabs if you're doing the 300 lineups with your spouse thing, maybe have your spouse get some Valdez Scantling and you.
Yeah, what's your 1 in 300 take?
And you get the Geronimo Allison.
Tuttle, you could literally make like 1,200 lineups because you got so many kids.
900. It's 900, Davis.
He's already thought this through.
Yeah, we've already started the accounts process.
It's like Darren Rovell makes his unborn child like a Twitter account handle. It's Tuttle gets all of his kids' DraftKings handles before they're 1 year old.
I have a friend that does that, actually. It's kind of weird. But anyways, yeah, Green Bay receivers, I think, are worthy of dart throws in tournaments. Those would be – I think everybody else is just going to be really chalky. I think even like Corey Davis is going to grab some ownership still. Tajay Sharp is.
So I almost said something about Corey Davis. I'm like, I'm not going to say it.
No, he's gonna. I think those guys are gonna get ownership. Lazard's gonna get decent ownership.
That's where you draw the line, Kitchen.
Corey Davis.
I want to get through this, but he has been getting some long targets.
Better point per dollar play this week, Corey Davis or Derrick Henry.
How is it possible we're still doing this show?
How? Oh, I just we all have our teams, like Davis with the Chiefs, me with the Titans, Tuttle with the Packers, and Pete with the
Dolphins. Fins up, buddy.
All right. Okay. Any wide receiver special takes from you, Davis? Like, you got any guarantees for us? Like, I need something that we can give the people. I need a nugget from you.
Fuller is the one who's just most likely to destroy the slate and be like, well, you can't win anything unless you have the 35 burger from him.
And by destroy the slate, you mean destroy your
lineups? Yeah.
Destroy your hamstring after 2 snaps.
Yeah. And you know what then happens then? Kenny Stills is actually allowed to have a good game if people aren't on him. If people are playing Fuller instead, Kenny Stills is actually allowed to ball out.
Yeah, you got to do some situational plays here. All right, any wide receiver takes, Peter?
I was going to say Fuller because he was popping in the blitz, but Cardi already DM'd Davis about it apparently and stole my thunder.
All right.
I will say Diggs is a little interesting, right? If Thielen is banged up, Diggs at that price tag, can I take a shot on him, Tuttle?
Diggs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the story behind. I want the story behind Thielen.
Yeah, like this cut.
Was he playing with the scissors or something?
So the thing about Diggs is he also has kind of the squeaky wheel narrative.
Oh yeah,
he was so upset last week.
He was being a baby, but they
were
actually
winning.
Yeah, he was being a baby when they were winning. But the thing is, after that they actually did try to get him the ball a little bit. Both with end arounds, handing him the ball off a couple times.
Exactly. An end zone target. Davis, what are you doing right now?
Ordering Postmates.
Hey, but Dave, I just was also going to do something similar. Tuttle just tweeted 15 minutes ago, everyone's phoning in this free show. I'm outsourcing takes to my wife. Tuttle's tweeting. Davis is eating food. What is going on?
There's one person who's
open. Now, with the Bartolo Photoshop.
There's one person on this show that's still in routine.
The glue.
Be honest, you bought that Propel water 8 years ago, and you because you got a sick deal on it to get them 3 cents a bottle, and you're still drinking them,
bro. All this stuff is
RG Office.
Is RG Office. We have we get protein for the office.
We love that for you guys.
It's healthy. So. Anyways, you wouldn't understand going to your country club gym.
I don't go to a super nice gym anymore.
All right. Tight ends. Davis, who'd like a tight end?
Well, Kittle and Kelsey are legitimately 2 of the 5 highest projected players of the slate. So there is this very interesting thing that happens where if in MME you limited no double tight end lineups, I actually think that you would be creating a bunch of unique lineups because not only do you have Kelsey and Kittle, but Mark Andrews is going to get in there a ton as well. And if you have, some sort of soul read on Jonnu Smith, Kyle Rudolph, Darren Fells, any of those guys, I would really ride that this week because that's going to be just a super unique construction. You're going to get a ton of unique lineups that way.
You had Dave at Jonnu Smith.
It's January,
bro. Is Jimmy Graham just dust, Tuttle?
Yeah, but he played basketball.
He did, and he used to play for the Seahawks, right? He had that
revenge. He was absolutely terrible with them too. So yeah.
All right. Any other tight ends that you like, Peter?
I like Fells. I wasn't disingenuous when I jammed him in that bring back.
All right. Tuttle, you got a terrible take for tight end that you've come around to?
Actually, I want to see. I may have played Irv Smith disingenuously on a couple lineups last week.
I did too. It did not work out. Those 2v2s.
I genuinely played him, to be frank.
Yeah, I actually did too. 17 of 35 dropbacks he ran a route on.
The Vikings were saving Rudolph to unleash him in the playoffs.
It's just good business by them, I think.
I just have a thing.
admit I have a thing for Irv Smith, and it rarely works out.
Got to throw the fade to the tight end. Got to throw the go route to the fullback if you're the Bills.
Oh,
Dude, the Josh Allen 50-yard pass to Patrick DeMarco. I think I levitated in that moment, just like thinking about the 75 air yards he was going to have in the buy low model the next week.
All right.
The one more thing I'll mention that is actually relevant. If Jordan Akins is out again for the Texans, don't play Jordan Thomas. They just do not run 2 tight end sets. That was another guy that I whiffed on last week that was like, hey, I'll grab. He was like $200 in Showdown. Mm-hmm. He only ran 5 routes on 42 dropbacks. They don't run 2 tight end sets when Akins is out.
By the way, you can use Gridiron IQ for premium members on RotoGrinders to see the snaps and usage and everything else for either for last week for the wildcard teams or for probably week 16, 17, just depending on if the team's rested for the bye teams. All right, last takes. Any hot takes as far as any upsets this upcoming week?
Yeah,
Davis?
Seattle beats Seattle.
Davis, give us your picks, bro. Let's hear your picks.
Why did you stop tweeting out so many awesome random picks? I was printing with those. Really?
I still do tweet them.
Oh, it seems like you were given like 3 or 4 a day. It seems like you've dropped back. I was really looking forward to some more, college basketball picks.
I'm tailing a divisional round pick from Davis. Give it to him.
Damian to lead the divisional round in rushing 9-1. Peter said it's 10-1 now though.
I got that shit at 10-1, guys.
It's actually pretty.
That's called line shopping, bro. Learn about it, Tuttle.
It looks like like the one time you tweeted out like one of the worst lines you could get.
Well, I bet I got the worst line in town on Houston -3 last weekend.
Oh, it was the Serge Ibaka one that he tweeted a line that was like, yeah.
When he beat it in the first half. Are you talking about that one?
No, the one where you tweet out a stat and then El Jefe came back and said that stat was not even right. And you're like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because the bet won.
All Davis cares about is money and his brand.
The money and the brand.
Not even the brand. I just prefer the money.
That was pretty clear in our negotiations. All right. Davis, any final takes?
I mean, I think a few things you can do to create unique lineups this week and actually try and have an edge is create double stacked Lamar lineups. Lamar will obviously be popular, but people are not going to play him double stacked. That'll be super unique. And I also think that playing Seattle to win the game, so Seahawks defense, Marshawn is certainly like I think that line is bad. I think it should be 2.5 probably, and it's 4. I think that's going to be a pretty competitive. I actually think Seattle wins outright, so that is another good angle to take.
All right, that's the stuff we're looking for. All right, Peter, can you match that?
Just thanks for a good season, guys. Meant a lot. Thanks to Evan Silva, for starting this new site. It's hard to come in here and just, absolutely crush it. But, we stepped up to the plate.
Well, Establish the Run is the only daily fantasy site that exists. They're the only people that even treat daily fantasy seriously.
Yeah, that's it. I believe this is going to be our last time doing the show, right?
Believe
Dude,
so.
Two game slate next week, bro?
Unless if the Titans win, Dave will ask us to do it all for free again one more time.
And if Davis, the leverage I have that is if Davis denies it, I'll get at Clutch Fantasy to come on the show.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, he literally probably does not have a webcam. They cost $20.
I bet Dave's at the point where he'll Amazon Prime him a webcam.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
All right, Tuttle, final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Seattle's the very clear fake sharp pick this week, so definitely bet Green Bay. I actually say that even not as a Packers fan.
Yeah. Green Bay looks great from all the advanced stuff for sure.
Seattle is like 100% the fake sharp pick.
The fake sharp pick is
score a touchdown.
The fake sharp pick is the Titans. They've become the number one fake sharp. Like I've seen every like 2-bit tout be like, dude, Titans money line plus 350.
No, I will say
they can't do it again, Davis. They can't do it again.
Titans felt like they weren't the fake sharp pick, but they were definitely the popular pick last week. But Seattle is kind of like Seattle's not even any good, and they're getting
Seattle. You are correct in that Seattle is not any good. It's just that Green Bay is not good either.
Hang on, we should make another bet. I just thought of a good one. Davis, if the Titans make the Super Bowl, you have to come out for the Swolecast.
Yes.
Live show.
Sure. That's not going to happen, so fine.
Okay. I just want to get that on. Just get it on.
We should do a live Swolecast.
We are doing. I think we are doing a live Swolecast.
Okay.
Davis, if we do a live Swolecast in Nashville and you choose not to come, are you going to pitch a fit and say you're never going to do a Swolecast again?
No.
Okay.
That'd be my choice.
We're going to fly Clutch Fantasy out for that one.
No, we're not.
Don't know if he's legally allowed to fly.
Stop trying to stir stuff up.
I did literally invite Laird to the Super Bowl party. He said he couldn't make it.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Dave told me, gave you the green light.
Not just the green light. Cal said that he would offer up his Airbnb for Patrick Laird during the Super Bowl. Cal
the Dragons Laird.
Cal was a team player too. There's only one person that's not being a team player right now. I'm not gonna go into that. All right.
Can't believe they were joshing. Can't believe they were joshing the Airbnb to the people.
So with that being said, thanks everyone for being with us this season. I can't believe we had as many comments, as many views as we did. Just goes to show you. It's just what a positive atmosphere. I know Davis has been really negative lately, but just positive. That's what we want to be. Just positivity, just being a normal exercise. Normal exercise routine. There's no need to be negative, as Peter puts on his boxing gloves.
I just wanted to say, if anyone says something about my wife,
my wife. All right, that will do it. We'll see you next year for the Swolecast here at RotoGrinders.com.
I would stop punching. It's less threatening.
it's called shadow boxing. Tuttle maybe learned something.